Hey guys, it is now the 1st of June. I'm still in Belfast, but I have moved to a new house. So I'm now in a different neighborhood, different part of Belfast. And yeah, I'm not here for that much longer. I'll be gone before July. So that is cool. Now, one thing that's happened that I was thinking about mentioning, I didn't mention it last time, is that one of my employees died 10 days ago, which was Salama. I've known her since I first moved to Malindi. It's kind of an awkward thing, but I thought that since this is a diary, I should mention it. She has what I suspect she had what I suspect was a brain aneurysm. So that's kind of not good for the situation over in Malindi. But otherwise, in terms of my schemes, things are going pretty well. This week, I've had a couple of days of selling my products, and so far, so very good. So basically Thursday, Friday, and now Monday and Tuesday. So tomorrow and the next day I'll be back at it. But I've had William helping me get on the phone and sell things. I've also had Ryan, the crazy drunkard, has enthusiastically involved himself in the process, let's say. And he's been kind of useful, but now it's a game of, is he going to be allowed to weasel his way into our business? If he can be relied upon is the major question there. But aside from that, we've found a potential customer in England. It looks like there's enough demand for us, we might get a seat at the table. So I'm pretty excited. Morale is low in Kenya, but pretty high amongst me and particularly amongst William, that I'm going to make this deal. And I'd like to secure the deal in the next couple weeks before I book my final ticket. I have a ticket from Canada back to Belfast. So Belfast to Kenya ticket, I want to make sure I have some kind of a deal before that one goes off. So that's what I've been up to this week. I've moved into the new house. I carried all my stuff across the city, and I've started the selling process, and the first 2 days have been pretty successful. The customers who sell plastic lumber decking on to the end users here in Belfast were quite excited about the product, and the local producers were not interested in big new cost structures, but the English producers with much bigger market shares, 2 out of 3 of them seemed pretty interested. So now I'm going to begin the final tech to get to the moon in this game. During this, so I had to get to that last tech in time that the stupid AI didn't decide to go to Mars instead. But now that we're going to the moon, I need to make sure I can get my probes, high thrust probes tech, faster than I get the mission to the moon tech, because that is how I'm the first one to land on the moon, and then I can claim all the best bits. Another thing while I'm talking briefly about the game is that this month's organizations are pretty strong, but they cost a bunch of money. So this particular organization here is going to give me 3 more of these circles, which is gonna be really important for me clipping together exactly what I need in the next few turns. So I'm working on that one, but to get it, I need to do a bit more looting. So I'm the way the looting works is that there's these kicks when you're doing spoils, and so I'm going to round up, and you have to pay industry points to get up to your tick, and then a spoil goes off. So being halfway up a spoil tick is kind of a waste. So France, Belgium, and Kazakhstan, I'm all going to push them up towards a spoil tick. In fact, I'm going to do it in Canada as well. Let's do it like this. And then at the end of next turn, I should have 16,000, should have gained 1,000. I'm also doing a bit of spoiling here in in Saudi Arabia, because Saudi Arabia, because it has oil wells, is good for spoiling. One of the reasons I'm building a big factory there, or I have built a big factory there. So there should be enough to get me up to like 4 little ticks and then a good few ticks in Saudi Arabia. Should be enough to get me to where I want to be in money. Then I can buy myself 3 more administrative points, which will put me in a good standing to not bankrupt myself in terms of my administrative points. So yeah, I've had two former employees die after they were done working for me. In both cases, they were kind of thinking about coming back on board. But this is the first time I've had an employee who's in my payroll die. And it feels bad, man. As soon as I get any kind of financial position, I'm going to give all my workers pretty good health care. The health thing is starting to become more of a problem lately. So this turn I'm just pushing up 3 key: Belgium, England, and Spain. Although, as you can see, I messed it up. And that's so weird. I messed it up in England, so I'll keep working on them. But yeah, since I have recently gotten France and somewhere else, I can't remember exactly what I did last turn, but I've pushed myself to the limit of my points. I'm earning almost no red income, and what this means is you'll find in the coming minutes I'm going to get kicked to pieces by the AI. But it should be more or less okay. Another thing I'll mention is that I have more or less decided it's going to be worth my time to try to do a party, but at the end of July, when I'm passing through Belfast on my way back to Kenya. So what that might be a time when I'm taking a pause from this diary. You see this? This is Germany leaving the EU. This is the one 3 turns ago I said it was going to be impossible to avoid this thing happening. And now what I want to do is start the process of holding the English executive in 12 turns, and then start the process of holding the German executive in 36 turns from today. That'll be more or less where I want to be. Look, Italy's also leaving. Everyone's now gotten the right to leave the EU, which is clearly mine, so everyone's doing it. Estonia leaves, so Poland left last turn. There's in fact a map I'm going to jump you over to here. Yeah, look at this, because I'm looking at England. So this is all these are in the EU. So Poland's left, Latvia, Lithuania and Estonia. Latvia and Estonia have left. Germany and Italy have left. It's becoming more and more just the countries I own. Czech Republic is gone to the blue guy. That is what it is. Now this tick has gone off here. I'm already up to $900. And yeah, people are mopping up all my little scraggly points around the place. Even Nigeria, I'm going to take a bit more of a concern about Nigeria. For example, right now, let's just switch to pure economy. The economy going up makes it cost more points to own a country. So this is actually helping Nigeria, but hurting Mr. Triangle here, who's claimed his seat. It'll encourage him to go into a broken mode, same as me. Failed purge in Mexico. Failed purge in Saudi Arabia. So that is what it is. I've lost a bunch of stuff. Look, Ethiopia. I don't want Ethiopia. It's a lot of work to deal with. Yep, so that's more or less it for this turn. Things are really progressing in my life. I've been quite excited and in a good mood about hitting my targets. I've promised to pay William handsomely if he can do it, and then he's breaking through my psychological barriers, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fail. And William's like, no, you're not gonna fail. I'm gonna get my $5,000. So it looks like it's gonna happen. So that's pretty exciting, and this is why more or less I'm doing the diary now, because I knew this was coming. See you guys next time.